and welcome to another exciting session on Unacademy Catalyst. I am Parikshit Sakia, your Quants and LRDI mentor on the Unacademy Plus platform. Today, we are going to talk about something which all of you, or if not all, probably a major population of CAT aspirants are facing: anxiety while solving LRDI case lists. I'm going to talk about it, how to handle your anxiety, how to handle your fear in this last 20 days as well as on the exam day. So stay tuned and I'm going to talk more about it. But as always, the first thing that I will tell you is give me 10 seconds to ensure that I'm streaming live before we get started with today's session. Yeah, I think we are streaming live and we are good to start. So the topic for our discussion is, how do I handle my nervousness and panic during this point of time, right? See, LRDI caselets is something a lot of you are actually really worried about this section. So handling the panicness, the nervous, right? I'm going to divide it into two phases. I'm going to talk about it in two phases. First, pre-exam, and second, during the exam. Second, during the exam. Okay. So I'm going to talk about it in two phases. Pre-exam phase and then during the exam. The first and the foremost thing to realize at this point of time, that's the first thing you need to realize, is you are not alone. You are definitely not alone. If you believe that this is happening to you, absolutely incorrect. Every day we get so many calls from students telling me that we are not able to solve LRDI caselets, right? So that is something which is very natural and probably is happening to a lot of you. So you are definitely not alone in this game. So please forget about being alone, and that increases the pressure. That increases the pressure. Remember, you are not alone. Okay. Now, having said that you are not alone, what do you need to do in this last few days? Now, LRDI caselets, the panicness, the nervousness that has set in is because probably it could be of two reasons. Time management. Time management, and I would say B, poor mock scores. Poor mock scores. This could be the two reasons that your confidence level is now at this point of time probably very low. Now here it is very important to realize that your mock scores are actually a reflection of only the practice matches, right? No matter how well you perform or how badly you perform in the mock doesn't guarantee a place, a good place, or that being a top performer in the finale. So you need to realize that, and moment you realize that, the next thing is you gotta do is, it's time that you stop giving too many mocks. Stop giving too many mocks, because it will only lower your confidence. Lower your confidence. At this point of time, with hardly 19 days left for your exam, 19 days left for your exam, I am not saying that you do not appear for mocks. What I'm only trying to say is probably 3 mocks at the most. At the most, give another 3 mocks maximum. Because there is no point giving mocks, scoring poor, and then having a very poor confidence once you enter the exam hall. None of us desire that. So stop that and give maximum 3 mocks in this last few days. Okay. Now what you also need to realize is, it is very important that you go back and revise the previous mocks, because once your confidence level is up, trust me, the nervousness and the panicness that is set in during this preparation period itself will come down. Now, when I say you need to go back and solve your previous mocks, you have 19 days left. At this point, if you have not prepared a timetable, definitely prepare one timetable. Very, very important. All of you should have a timetable. The timetable will not have details like 7 to 8, I'm going to do question 1 and 2. No, not like that. What I'm only trying to tell is timetable, okay? Let's say you are strong in, let's say, set theory, okay? So set theory, probably you are strong in, let's say, games and tournaments. So you're just gonna divide it topic wise. The topics which you are actually weak in, okay, which you are actually weak. Let's say you are very weak in the topic cubes, okay. Do not leave cubes for the last few days. Please do not leave cubes for the last few days. The last few days should only be on topics that you are very comfortable with, especially the last week. Why? Because last week, if you practice topics you are not able to answer, what happens is it lowers your confidence, it increases the panicness, and then there is a perception that I'm not going to do well. While you don't understand the fact that probably the question, the probability of getting a question on cubes is probably very less, because every caselet or every topic that is there, right, has an equal probability. If there are 25 topics and I'm saying every topic has an equal probability, then if you do 1 by 25, that is the probability for cubes. So if you don't know cubes, do not bang your head. It's perfectly fine. You just don't know one topic. And if you intend to study cubes in this last few days, please make sure that now is the time. This is a week, a new week has just started. This particular week, right? Current week spent on topics which you are weak at. Current week, right? The current week spent on topics. Practice questions from topics, be it quants, be it DILR. Practice questions on topic which you are weak at, because you definitely do not want these topics to come up in the last 2 weeks of your preparation, and hence increases the nervousness that is already there to an extent. Because if you are looking at my video, you definitely can relate this to yourself. Okay, that's point number one. A timetable in such a way that the last 3 days you have absolutely nothing to prepare. Why am I saying nothing to prepare last 3 days? I know that last 3 days there will be a lot of ad hoc items. A lot of ad hoc items. You might want to do this, you might want to do that. Your mind will have a lot of anxiety. So please make sure that the last 3 days you will not be able to study much. Even if you have got a lot of items left, your preparation will not be well during this last 3 days. And it is also natural that the last 2 days, at least the last 2 days, you spend time on things that you like. Do not stretch yourself in the last 2 days. Okay, that's about the preparation part. That's mostly about the planning part. Now, having said that, okay, I also told you, you need to go back and revise the previous case list, previous LRDI case list. Because trust me, once you do that, that's gonna boost your confidence. Why? You've already done something once. If you're now gonna revise that, it will definitely take less time compared to the first time you actually solve the caselet. That's one very important point to remember. The next thing, why do a lot of people panic? Why do a lot of aspirants panic? A lot of aspirants panic because of the poor time management. Because of the poor time management and the notion that we have got 40 minutes in the exam. 40 minutes to solve the LRDI caselet in the exam. It's true, you have got 40 minutes. But trust me, you do not have to solve all questions, not solve all caselets. No one expects you to solve all caselets. So it will be actually a crime. It will actually be a foolish thing to, if you are thinking in this way. There are 6 caselets, 40 minutes, 6 caselets, 40 minutes. So you know what? I'm going to say 40 by 6. So approximately 7 minutes per caselet. This will be a foolish thing. This will be a foolish thing to even think about. And you know, it increases the panicness and the nervousness. Do not think it this way. You know what? If there are 6 caselets in the 40 minutes, what you are only trying to achieve is probably 3.5 to 4 caselets. 3.5 to 4 caselets. And if you have got 3.5 to 4 caselets, the good part is you have got around 9-10 minutes per caselet. 9-10 minutes per caselet. So you know what? It all boils down to selecting the correct questions. If you are able to select the correct caselets, half of your job is already done. Half of your job is already done, right? And you can spend around 9 minutes per caselet. 9 minutes per caselet. When I say 9 minutes for the 4 questions, I mean there are 1-2 caselets which you just looked at it, glanced at it for 3 minutes, and you realize it's not my cup of tea. I'm not even able to understand the set, and hence I'm leaving it out. A very wise decision. A very wise decision. Trust me, very small things, but these factors will help you to reel in the fear that is crept in at this point of time. Also, remember this last 19 days, okay, when you are preparing, you must have got your CAT admit card. So you would either have a morning slot, an afternoon slot, or an evening slot. Now research suggests that if you tune your mind to work in a particular time period, it actually gets accustomed to it. What do I mean? I mean, let's say your slot is the afternoon slot. These last few days, whenever possible, please practice. Please probably keep practicing during this period at your home. So if it's, let's say, afternoon slot, at home today during the same time period for 2 non-stop hours, you study. When I say study, I don't mean you give a mock, but I definitely mean you study. Because you know what? Some people are used to studying at night, late nights. Some of them are early morning. But what about the afternoon period? Is it a time where you probably had lunch and you actually feel sleepy at time? So these last few days, make sure that this isn't the case. You make sure that your brain is accustomed to this time slot. And trust me, what I'm telling you is from research. Research papers suggest that if you make your mind accustomed to it, it will perform well on the DD. It will perform well on the DD. That's I spent what I talked about in the last 10 minutes was the pre-exam period. Pre-exam period. How do you reduce your nervousness and panic? Now, the most important part, during your exam, how are you gonna reduce the anxiety and the panic that might actually creep in? You are not sure. I'm not saying it will creep in. We hope that it doesn't creep in, but you never know. Some things are out of your control. Now, during the exam, the first thing during the exam is you are either well prepared or you are not prepared. You are either very well prepared or probably you are not prepared. Now, if you are not prepared, I do not have much thing to tell you. Why you anyway do not have much to lose. You do not have much to lose. You are not prepared. Worst can happen. It doesn't go well. Fine. I am anyway not prepared. So it's perfectly fine. But if you are very well prepared, these is the category of students. These are the category of students who actually feel the pressure. Now remember, if you are well prepared, you are definitely better than a lot of people who are not prepared, and hence it should actually be the other way around. If you think your verbal section did not go very well, by this time when you log into the LRDI section, you must have completed your verbal portion. A probability could be, a possibility could be the verbal section did not go very well or as you expected. Not a problem. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Trust me, take a deep breath. And this, you might, I don't know how many of you believe this. This is again from research, okay? Take a deep breath. If you want, close your eyes for 15 seconds. 15 seconds is not much. If it helps you to focus for the next 39 minutes, 45 seconds, then 15 seconds. If you take a deep breath and close your eyes, think only about, focus on your breathing. Focus only on your breathing. Trust me, the next 39 minutes will go well, If you have your bottle of water with you, have a sip, okay? Have a sip. 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 25 seconds are gone. Not a problem. It's worth the effort because the next 39 minutes you are very well prepared. Now come back to the questions. Now come back to the case list, right? 20 seconds, but not more than that. Now come back to the case list. At this point of time, you realize that your confidence is at an all-time low. What you definitely do not want on the exam day at this point of time is you come up with a set, you start solving a set, and the next 15 minutes also you are not able to get any answer, because that will lower your confidence level further. That will lower your confidence level further. So very important, if you are an all-time low confidence, you search for a set, you search for a caselet which is easy and doable. Trust me, search for an easy caselet. Search for an easy caselet. Trust me, there is no single CAT exam till date where all the caselets are very difficult. There are at least 1 or 2 caselets which are easy. And at this point of time, you definitely need to look for an easy caselet if you were to increase your level of confidence. Otherwise, you are at this point, your confidence level is already very down and it is only gonna decrease, drop further, and which will be a disaster. Do not. So have the mindset, there is an easy question, there are easy questions, and you need to search for them, okay? Or probably the other way is, if you're not able to identify whether the caselet is easy or difficult, Pick up from the topic which you feel you are comfortable with. It could be a Venn diagram that you are comfortable. You have done a lot of questions, and now at this point, if there is a Venn diagram question, let's say caselet number 4, pick up that caselet, because at least that will help you increase your confidence with the belief that this is a set from a topic that I actually am able to do well. Also, this is regarding during the exam, right? During the exam. So whenever things are going out of control, take a 5-second, 10-second pause, breathe deeply, and sip water. Sip water. Okay. Now the other thing which increases your anxiety, or can increase your anxiety and nervousness, is if you do not have proper sleep. Please ensure that you get proper sleep. Proper sleep a day before the exam. Very, very important. Doesn't matter if you have not studied. Doesn't matter. Absolutely doesn't matter. But you need to ensure that your brain is at its maximum efficiency. At times, you know what? Some people do well if you get a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, or probably some juice, something before an exam. So in that case, if you are one of that kind, take something with you. Probably take it in a bottle, some juice, or whatever you think helps you feel better. You are not allowed to carry this during the exam hall to inside the exam center, but before you actually walk into the exam center, you can have some juice, or probably a cup of tea if you can carry a flux or something. But mind you, these small things decreases the probability of having a panic attack. Another very important point at this time is to realize that when you are writing the exam, do not believe in the fact that this is a make or break career. This will make or break your career. Absolutely none. Just after your CAT, the good part is all the exams, SNAP, IIFT, Maharashtra CET, ZET, so many exams are lined up. If you do not do well, it's just that you'll get another chance. So moment you start thinking this is a do or die scenario because I've dropped a year, I do not have a job, the probability again increases of getting a panic attack. So do not think, mind you, do not think it that way. Mind you, there are second chances that you will get. Not only second charges, second, third, fourth, fifth, there are a lot of chances that you will actually get. So do not believe in the fact that this is a do or die scenario. So these are some of the factors which you need to keep in mind while going to the exam hall. As I said, it all depends on your preparation. Your preparation is good, your nervousness is less. You are not scoring well in your mocks, don't worry, this is the time to stop looking at your mock marks. Do not bother to look at your mock marks. And what also can increase the nervousness and panicness is if you are indecisive. When I say indecisive, you have not decided your strategy. Let's say you get an LR caselet. Some of you will decide and go, I will first look at the questions. Some of you will say, no, I will first read the caselet. Such decisions need to be made before the actual exam. You cannot be making these decisions on the day of the exam. Whether I will read this caselet, whether I will actually first look at all the caselets and then start answering, or probably I will start from the first set. So these small things, right, the small decisions that you need to make them well in advance. The more the indecisiveness that you have during your exam, the more the panic attack, the more the probability of getting a panic attack. So make sure that small decisions which can be made in advance will be made in advance. And the last thing I'm going to tell you is, do not look at your fellow test takers. Do not look at your fellow test takers. Trust me, a lot of them would be looking at their screens. Doesn't matter that, it doesn't mean that they're able to solve. If you are prepared well and you are not able to solve, it is very likely that even others are not able to solve. If they are looking at their screen and probably putting too much concentration on writing with their pens, it is because they have not yet got the answer, right? It is because they have not yet got the answer. They fall in the same league as you, especially if you are prepared well. So at this point, stop looking at others. Never look at others. Concentrate on your screen, concentrate on the timer, and at the end, if the paper is difficult, trust me, you need to believe in the fact that the cutoffs will be really low. So it's the same for everyone. Got it? Anything that you wish to ask at this point of time before we break? Anything that you all wish to ask any doubt that you might have regarding your LRDI section. How many caselets? I have mentioned it in my previous videos also. If the number of questions that come in your exam is, let's say, 5 to 6 caselets, we are expecting 5 to 6 caselets, okay? Then how many are we trying to solve? We should be trying to solve around 3 to 3.5 caselets. What is the assumption that I made here? The assumption is the difficulty level is same like the last 2 years. The difficulty level of LRDI is same like the last 2 years. If that were to be the case, we are looking at probably 45%, around 45% to 50% correct attempts if the difficulty level is same. Difficulty level increases, the number of attempts will vary accordingly. Okay? Okay then, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the session. If you have liked the video, do please hit the like button, and I will come up with more sessions in the next few days. Till the next time we meet, stay safe and keep preparing. Remember, CAT is easy and I know you all will do well. Stay safe. Thank you.